Hey S.H.E family, this is your host Trish, and I know I'm supposed to be on break. I know season 4 is over and I'm ramping up for season 5, but I have a special pop-up episode with my Insta cousin here. I call him my Insta cousin. I've been following this guy on Instagram for years, and we communicate back and forth. He brings up some awesome topics, and I'm like, I call myself a little fly nerd, so I'll look up things that he talks about, and then I'll come back and say, okay, so what about this and what about that? So I call him my Insta cousin. He goes by Dave, Dirty Dave, Mack Davis, Dirty 1906. I don't know, what else?
That's pretty much all of them. Dave came by military. Everybody call military by last name, no matter what your last name is, so they chop it up. My last name is Davis, so they chop it up to Dave.
Got you. Well, welcome, and thank you so much for coming here. I was so excited when I saw that you were coming.
Thanks for the invite. It's nice to. So when I travel, I try to do these, so it's cool. It's a blessing to actually be here.
Good. And it is his birthday, so I feel blessed on my end. So happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, Dave is from York, Alabama. He's a Gen Xer like me, raised in a two-parent household, and he has 2 siblings, 1 older sister, 1 younger brother. He is smack dab in the middle child, and he is an Aquarius. Why do I ask these questions? I don't know. I just need to know. So it makes it more interesting.
So you see any traits from Aquarius that carries over? Or is there any rhyme or reason to it, or?
I do believe in the whole zodiac thing and the traits that people have, and I mean it is a lot on target. My best friend actually is an Aquarius. She's at the beginning of February, and you guys are like really cool people, like nonchalant, like you kind of go with the flow. Really, you guys are very observant, and it takes you a minute to open up to people. So I like that about you guys, because I'm the same way, honestly. Okay. I don't just open up to anybody. I mean, people will think that I do, but I really don't. But
so is that what you put on for people who don't get close, or is that your like outer shield for
me? No,
people?
I'm honestly as authentic as they come, I think. I just don't talk about certain things around certain people. It's still me though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's layers. There's layers to me.
Okay.
So all right, let's get started. Las Vegas. So far, how are you liking it?
Las Vegas is nice. There is a lot going on. It has a weird vibe to it.
Okay. What's weird about it?
It's just. So I'm currently in Alaska, and it just feels weird to be like in a U.S. city. And I was just in Hawaii a couple months ago, but it's just Las Vegas is the tall buildings.
Yeah.
It's not cold, so
right.
Yeah, so it's nice. It's I'm staying at Bally's,
yeah.
So that's weird in itself because I don't think the hotel ever shuts down.
Oh no.
Yeah.
None of them do.
Everything smells like smoke, so even my nice church clothes are filled with smoke. We went to Hash House.
Okay. Yeah?
I'm a fan.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan.
Big portions.
Yes, platters.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Good.
Me and the wife was supposed to come, but some stuff happened and she couldn't, so in return for me coming by myself, it didn't cost me a Hawaiian vacation. Okay. So I gotta take the family to Hawaii.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure they'll like that. I'm sure they're not liking not spending your birthday with you, but yeah, I think Hawaii is good.
Yeah.
I went there probably about 3 months ago.
Okay.
It was nice.
Next time you go to North Shore.
Okay.
Don't go downtown. Go to North Shore.
Yeah.
Hang out. You can pull the beach is right by the road. You can have your own little secluded part of the beach and let the kids run. And it's super nice. And there's a bunch of cool hole-in-the-wall places to eat.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. All right. So you post so many different things on your Instagram. You post conspiracy theorist type stuff, which I call myself a conspiracy theorist. From religion to aliens, even, we can even ratchet.
Sometimes you gotta have a good laugh. Like sometimes you just have to laugh. You have to laugh at a bunch of stuff. And I've been around enough characters in my career. Like I call myself an old head. I don't feel like an old head, but I call myself an old head.
Yeah.
And if you've been around old head black men, they normally talk like that.
Everything.
They say nothing is. They don't mean to hurt your feelings, but they will tell you. And now that's what I actually feel like. Like the gas station pills. Like I was like, what folks really do? Yeah, you stop. Even though it just runs up your blood pressure, like stuff like that. It's like, are you serious? So, and then I'm in the military too, and you just hear it. But the cool thing about most of those old heads I consider old heads then, they always gave us some kind of wisdom.
Yes.
We would laugh at them because obviously it was funny, but they would always pull you to the side and they would be like, look, youngster, move like this, do this, do this. Never walk in the room and not speak. Just the energy you carry, people pick up on it.
Gotcha.
So even now, I'm in a convention now, and I find myself just speaking everybody, like the security guard. Sir, how you doing? And he's looking like people look crazy when you speak to him, but it doesn't cost anything.
Isn't that crazy? Kindness is like not the norm right now.
Yeah.
But speaking of Vegas, we're here, and you do post controversial topics. Area 51 is here.
Area 51 is
here. Do
here.
you have any plans of going?
No. Also, where they do the drone pilots are stationed here too.
Where's that? Now, where do they do that at? Is that Creech Air?
It's an Air Force base near, because I was going to probably stay there if I couldn't get the room that I wanted for the price that I wanted.
Maybe Nellis Air Force Base.
Nellis.
Okay.
That's where drone pilots are trained at.
Okay. All right.
So, Area 51, like...
What are your thoughts on that?
It's a secure military base. But the weird thing is, everybody know about it. So, it's not really that secret. So, if you go out there, you're just going to be in the middle of nowhere.
Well, in September, they had a storm Area 51, and I just knew. I'm like, those people going to get blown up. They're going to blow them up. Because there are signs that say, if you cross this line, you will be killed.
Yeah, you will be shot. Something bad will happen to you.
Yeah.
And it was a hype.
I think only like 40 people went. And
nobody's going to storm. Because think about it. The first couple people, like, if we say, hey, yeah, we're going to do it, and then the first couple people get killed, then like, oh, you know what? We was just playing. So... Yeah. But if you notice how stuff like that catches on and it goes viral within minutes. Right. Let's storm Sally Mae. Let's storm something that's gonna benefit most people.
Delete them balances.
Let's storm the credit bureaus. Let's do something that's gonna help. Right. Please restore my 715 credit. Let's do something like that. Let's storm that.
And speaking of that, you actually help people now with their credit. I know that you've been talking about.
So I've been playing C's. I've been playing C's, and the cool thing is, it's a blessing. Honestly, I started just to see if it would work, because I didn't want to present anything that didn't. And it does. My credit score is now a 715.
Nice.
I'm learning more about it. Because I've always had money. I've always been blessed to have money. I've had land. I've had houses. But with I'm not going to say with the regular credit score, because now that I talk to people the average person I talk to, credit score is like in the 500s.
Wow, really?
Yes, I had a 622.
Okay.
So I had a 622 when I went.
Which you can buy a house with, by the way. 620.
Yes, you can buy a house. And I went to get something and they said no.
Wow.
It's like, okay, so I'm thinking my credit score, because normally I only prepare my credit when I want to buy something. So a major purchase.
Yeah.
Which you only make a major purchase every 5 to 7 years. New car, house, some of that nature.
Yeah.
Everything else, I believe, still in, we're going to pay cash for it.
Right.
That way, no credit card charges. I only had like one credit card. So, long story short, I needed my credit repaired with this company. I used the service. The service worked. They said, hey, why won't you become a consultant for the company?
Yeah.
That's what I did. December, I signed a church group from Maryland. Mm-hmm. They're here now.
Nice.
So,
good.
yes,
Okay.
I got to meet them. Great people. I'm in love with them. They're like my new extended family.
Yeah.
So, just big things this year.
Good. Well, if people wanted to get their credit repaired, how do they get in touch with you?
Just like most people, hey, I'm ready to get my credit repaired. So my DMs, like most people would think, well, not most people would think, but my DMs, I say I get some of everything. Honestly, like I get some, like I have people who send me like news articles. I have people just, hey, how do I do this? Sometimes I do relationship advice.
Wow.
And it's some of the weirdest stuff, because some people, you have your core, to which people that you know that you've brought, like I've seen kids grow up, and I'm like, I've been on this platform like too long.
Right.
Like I've seen kids go off to college. People tell me, well, I was rocking with you when you was in New Mexico. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, that's been like 3-4 years ago.
I remember New Mexico.
So yeah, even before I moved to New Mexico, when I was in Phoenix City, Alabama. So it's just, but the DMs I appreciate them. Most people send me, just ask some questions about relationships. Hey Dave, my wife left me.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm not a relationship expert.
Right.
I am married, so the cool thing is, the older I get, and I say this now, when I first got married, I wasn't prepared to be married. So I was 27. I had just got back from a deployment, and I had been shot at. I'd been blown up.
Yeah.
And I thought I had seen everything in life. So the next thing to do was get married, have a family.
Gotcha.
Well, I was still battling my own demons. So marriage wasn't. We're still together, thank God.
Yeah.
14 years later, but
awesome.
It was hard. I didn't know how to be a husband. I didn't know how. She didn't know how to actually figure out, hey, something might be bothering him. Mm-hmm. We didn't speak the same language. It's like being in a relationship with somebody. You speak English and I speak Spanish, and you're trying to communicate something,
right?
And I don't understand,
right?
So, it took some time. It took some time to actually grow into a decent husband.
Right.
So
now you figure you have the knowledge and wisdom, and that's great that you share that with other people.
Mm-hmm. So
that's
now it's actually okay. At 40 now, life has calmed down a lot. You see things different.
Yeah.
I forget who said it, but somebody said until 40, everything you're doing is just practice.
I understand that.
So think about it. So look at it like this. You spend, of course, your teenage years growing up, but your 20s is all about discovery, discovering who you are, who you ultimately want to be.
Right.
So you spend your 20s in school, starting to work, or someone's trying to build a foundation. Your 30s are normally still kids. You throw kids into the equation.
Right.
You throw more stuff into the equation. and by your 40s, you actually see life for what you're planning retirement. Like you're actually, you should be where you want in your career. You're looking toward retirement. And that 50s, you know, you start to see your life change. Your parents start getting out of here.
Yeah.
Like you see stuff, and then you're sitting up looking, and you're in your 60s, and you wonder, where have your life actually been? So that's weird. That's the life cycle. But I think in your 20s, you make mistakes, but you actually learn who you are.
Right. Yeah.
As many things as my dad told me, which was cool to actually have a father in the house, because he said everything that he said, it ultimately came true. So he said, "Hey, you go out, you have sex, you're gonna have a kid."
That happened.
That happened. But I was out of the house, so I was at least grown.
Right.
So that was the golly, he caught it. Oh, he caught it. My oldest is 21 this year.
Okay.
Which is cool. To see him, to watch him grow up.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see it. You spend your 20s, you spend your 30s trying to create the mistakes for your 20s, because if I didn't know that I needed $65,000 worth of loans, I wouldn't have took them for a degree in something. Guess what? That's no longer useful.
Right. Yeah. Believe me, I get it and I understand. So with you being in the military, I know that you've moved from different places, even different countries that you've been in. What is one of the best places you've been to, and what is one of the worst places, I guess?
Best places, I would say Germany.
Okay.
First duty station, Heidelberg, Germany. It was my first plane ride.
Wow.
Yeah, it was my first plane ride. It was my introduction to Europe. Europe in itself, if you ever get to go, it's totally different from America. The vibe is more laid back. You don't experience racism, not on that level.
Okay.
Even the food. I tell anybody, if you go to Italy, if you go to Germany, if you go to France, you have to eat. The food tastes so much better.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you know, our food isn't real food anymore.
You eat food like products.
Yeah.
You eat food like products.
There you go.
What I would say is, so think about this. So the hassles of life, stores close at 6 o'clock. So if you don't have it by 6 o'clock, you're not going to get it.
Wait.
There's no 24-hour anything if you don't have it next day.
Yeah.
You go to a bakery, they bake enough bread just for that day.
Wow.
So here, you don't know, you're eating something 3-4 weeks old. Or you don't know when it was baked from bakery to, you don't know how long it's sat on the shelf, well, from delivery to store to shelf time.
Right.
But imagine eating something that was baked that morning.
That's just real food.
Yes, real food.
Okay. Now what about the worst place, I would say it really wasn't, it was just different. Okay.
Was New Mexico.
Really?
Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah, it was different. It was
I know you've been to like Afghanistan, all these. So you're saying New Mexico?
I can't. So that's under a combat situation, so you know what you're going into.
Okay.
Just trying to pick up and move your family across country to a state that's less than 3% black.
Got it.
That was a challenge. We did it. It was different because, so if you're from down south, most black people greet each other. The moment you see it, either it's a head nod,
right?
How you doing?
Yeah.
But when we used to see each other in New Mexico, it was almost like people, how you get here?
Really?
Yeah. My job brought me here. So, it was weird. You didn't get that camaraderie that you would get from your own Klansmen. You get,
right.
Hey, so within a couple minutes you start talking to somebody, you can and it was weird. It was weird. Yeah. But the cool thing is, in my military family, just brought us in, and we were actually
Okay.
it was good to go.
That I can understand. I actually used to work in a city here in Nevada that had 3% black people working there, and it was very tough. So I get it and I understand. It's literally like you're in another
Like you found like
galaxy. I don't know.
it's weird. Like I say, you get a weird energy. Like most
You
people
do.
be like, how you get here? Oh, you're in the military? Yes, sir. Oh, okay, and that's it. Like
Wow.
I was there as a recruiter, and I was a successful recruiter, but I never recruited anybody. I never recruited anybody that looked like me.
Yeah.
So that's weird. The only black recruiter in the station, he doesn't have any black applicants.
Right. Well, let me ask you this then, since we're on that. What do you think about the state of Black America right now? Like,
Black America,
I'm concerned.
I think so. The biggest scandal right now in Black America is Oprah and Gail.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's
go.
it.
All right.
Think about it. If you pick up your phone right now and you go to YouTube, I looked at my phone coming here and it said that Gail
Accepted his apology.
yes,
Right.
Gail accept Snoop Dogg apology.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of presidential race. Like more stuff is going on, and guess what? We're still talking about Gail and Oprah.
Yeah.
So we're not focused on. We're not really focused. It's sad because since Martin Luther King died, since Malcolm X, since he was assassinated, since Malcolm X was assassinated, we've always looked for that
Leader.
great leader to unify Black America. And what you've had a bunch of people come as ministers, and they weren't sincere.
Yeah.
They really weren't sincere about their mission.
Yeah.
I often say Jesse Jackson failed Black America.
Okay.
Reverend Al Sharpton failed Black America, because that was who the baton by default was passed to.
Yeah.
And what did Jesse got caught up? Everything that most black ministers get caught up with: women and money. Yeah, it was women and money, and that's the fall of.
It's really sad. I feel like I'm wearing this shirt because I recently saw the Malcolm X documentary on Netflix. Who Killed Malcolm X? Man, amazing! If you guys haven't seen it, please make sure you see it.
But Dick Gregory told you who killed. Dick Gregory said this years ago. If you watch, there's an interview on the Breakfast Club. Dick Gregory told you who killed Malcolm X. He even had pictures. Like
Wow.
He was like, and somebody asked me about that, and they was like, "Well, how do you know?" Because I watched the interview. Like Dick Gregory had pictures and everything.
Wow.
And if you actually look at the pictures, there's 3 perfect holes in his chest, bullet holes. Well, if you watch the documentary or if you watch the movie, there were people who ran up on the stage and they just randomly was shooting him. They said that was blanks. Dick Gregory said that was blanks.
I don't know.
So
Did you watch the document? This new one?
I've watched some of it.
Okay.
I've watched some of it.
Make sure you watch
But
all
I've been
6.
traveling, so once I get back, I'm gonna actually sit down and watch it. But once Dick Gregory said it, okay,
Yeah.
I believe, because it's just Dick Gregory.
Yeah. R.I.P. He was one of the great teachers.
Yeah.
I miss him very much. But in that documentary, it just shows how easy it is for, us black people to get infiltrated with imposters or, paid informants and things like that. Like, we gotta stop. Like, we really have to unite and stop allowing, our allegiance to be for sale,
So even with that, most people. So this is how I get you on my team. I catch you doing something, and I say, hey, what I can do is I can make this go away, but this is what I need from you. That's how it happens.
Yeah, I agree. Well, stop doing crazy shit.
Well, but
keep it together.
That's people. Like, even when I was in law enforcement, that's how. The weird thing about that is, if you say, hey, I need 3 names. I need you to turn in 3 names, and the names that you would see, you're like, hey, who is this? Oh, this is my brother. You gonna turn your brother?
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
We've had people turn in their mom. We've had people turn in.
Oh, damn. So they wouldn't have to go to jail, but their mom was gonna go to jail.
Yeah. So somebody come in and kick open their mom's door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the state of Black America is just.
So it's all over. It's all over the place because ultimately, we thought the savior that we thought wasn't what we expected. Yeah, I think that's an honest assessment. We hoped, we watched, we drove by 80 and 90-year-old people who've never voted to use polls.
Yeah.
Look, this is the only person you need to vote for.
Yeah.
Well, it's a whole ticket. But
Yeah.
and that's what we wanted, a savior. We wanted somebody to come in and to make everything right. And the concept of that, it was good, but no.
Well, he said that he'd make them. You know, we didn't even ask for anything. But that's our bad, I think, for expecting more.
I think a lot of people, just depending on who you listen to, a lot of people will say, yeah, we didn't ask him for nothing. From the Dr. Umars to the Dr. Boyce Watkins. Like, if you listen to, so just never take one person's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to everybody's and form your own opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm in the military. So me being in the military, I know certain things about the military.
Mm-hmm.
Well, during the Obama presidency, he gutted the military.
Wow.
Like, we went from, like, they were putting people out left and right.
Wow.
Like, they were like, look, as soon as you come back, they were doing service packages. They were doing, like, it was bad. Like, it really was.
Really?
Yeah. It was thinning.
We were in war.
We've been yeah. So it's weird. You had people come home for a couple months, redeploy. Yeah, the military was in a bad shape, equipment wise. So me in the military, hey, this is my livelihood. Excuse me, this is my livelihood. What are we gonna do if something happens? Because honestly, look at it. We're one event from World War III happening.
Mm-hmm.
Just one world event from World War III happening. And that should be scary.
We didn't came very close.
That should be scary. Honestly, like, if people know, okay, so I can say this. Every week since I've been in Alaska, Russian airplanes fly close to American airspace.
Okay. And what do we do?
Nothing. We send fighters up, they escort them back.
Okay.
But that would probably be the one event that would usher in
Right.
World War III.
Yeah.
But most Americans don't know that. So I'm gonna say this clearly, because most people. So the reason why you don't know everything that goes on in the world, because guess what? If you did, you will always be in a panic state.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to work.
Right.
You couldn't do this. The only thing you would do was sit in your house and watch TV.
Wow.
So our faith-based economy will ultimately crumble.
Faith-based.
It is.
I know, you're right. No, you're right. Listen, I read all your captions.
Okay.
I do. I read them, and I actually say, okay, he said something there. Let me go research this. Like, I didn't know what a seer was. I read that the other day, and I was like, what the hell is that? Okay, so I go, and I'm like, oh, okay. The great thing about, like, you'll say stuff, and you'll drop little nuggets and hints. And really only a certain amount of people are really going to look into that and figure it out.
And that's for a purpose.
Yes, I do. Figure that out.
That's for a purpose. So a long time ago on Instagram, it used to be me, Raspy Raw, 17 Soldier. It used to be a bunch of us. And from time to time, we'll talk about certain things, and the thing was to always make somebody smarter than they was before the original post. That's my thing is, and you'll hear this, I still say, I just want to challenge your thought process to think something different than you was thinking before. And I'm not going to just give you everything, because why would I write a research paper for a post?
Right.
When you have a smartphone in your hand and you can go look it up. And once you see it, guess what? You will believe it for yourself. Right. And then you'll go reading something else, and you'll go reading something else. So,
well, I'll tell you the one where this was something else, because I'm just inquisitive like that. But I read about Aleister Crowley way before you posted that, and then when I get shook every time. I'm like, oh, I went down a rabbit hole, and I was like, okay, this is enough for me. I don't need to really know.
The deeper you go down that hole is scary, because
it is.
You're gonna actually scare yourself to where you probably won't sleep at night.
I'm telling you, I won't even read about it anymore, and I know that that's sad. But where I kind of like made a U-turn was when I started reading about like where he actually went to get his education, and like who taught him, and I was just like, okay, I might not want to.
Interesting thing. He's on the Sgt. Pepper, the Beatles Sgt. Pepper album cover. So the Beatles actually looked up to him. His book that he wrote, he said he didn't write it. He said he didn't write it. He said something came over him. So with that being said, I'm always cautious of people who say I have an alter ego. So once people go into something came over me, hold on, we're not gonna let that slide. What is this? I transform, when the lights are on, I transform to this. Well, transform means you become something totally different. Okay. So listen to people's words, listen to people in interviews, listen when people say stuff. That way you can be like, okay, something comes over you.
Yeah. You know, that happens a lot in entertainment. A lot. Like people go on stage and then boom, the entertainment in itself is known to be evil. Yeah. So, but that's, like I said, that's another rabbit hole. Right. Most people don't want to believe. So. Yeah, I agree. So, let's see. We talked about so many questions that I had. One about military. I did have a question about the military. Would you encourage your kids to enlist in the military?
So my 13-year-old is all over the place right now. He's a typical 13-year-old. All he knows is me in the military. And he moves as if he will ultimately join. But he wants to do something in special forces. He's into the special forces. So if they do, I'll be a proud Army dad or whatever they choose to do. Ultimately, what I want to do is I just want to produce happy, safe individuals that are able to take care of themselves. So if they go to college, they go to college. If they don't, if they go to trade school, if they join the military, long as they're doing something to take care of themselves and be able to contribute to society.
Right. No, I totally agree with you on that. I think the way that I parented my daughter is a little different than what, I made sure, no, you need to go to college, you need to do this, and I honestly wouldn't necessarily make my son, like I did my daughter, go. But you will, like you said, you need to learn a trade. You have to do something in order for you to be able to take care of yourself. So I get that. I get it.
So, interesting thing about me in college, I didn't know that I found out that I was smart enough to go to college around the 10th grade. Before the end, the only thing I wanted to do was drive a truck.
Okay.
My dad drove trucks.
Got it.
I'm named after a Mack truck.
Yeah.
That's how I got my name. My dad, career, long over the road truck driver, and I was born February the 15th, 1977. So I'm telling my age, but I was 10 pounds at birth. So So it was like, oh, he's big as a Mack truck.
Got it.
That's how my name came about. He stopped by the hospital. He held me and he left and he went back on the road.
Wow.
So I grew up sitting in his lap driving trucks.
Right.
So that's one of my passions. It's just something about, I don't know. I love to drive. Driving to me is comfortable. It comforts me.
Yeah. So I know you do a lot. What do you do to relax? What do you do to unwind?
There's really no unwinding. I'm always on the go.
Yeah.
Now with the credit business, I'm always on my phone. So what we do is, especially since it's probably negative some in Alaska, me and my wife, we like to watch just silly TV stuff. Like we'll watch something together. We'll record it. Like Married at First Sight. We'll just sit there and analyze couples and we'll watch that and we'll have a good laugh to ourselves.
Did you watch Black Love? Oh, you should.
What is it on Netflix?
It's on OWN, I think it's on OWN.
Black Love. What did we watch? The last thing on Black Love we watched was Ready to Love.
Okay.
We watched that on the because it was just like I said, we watch stuff like that.
Yeah, something you don't have to think about.
Something that doesn't require too much thinking.
Yeah,
and you can actually laugh and you can be like, well, I don't think they're gonna make it because. So we kind of play like matchmaker in our head.
Yeah, that's cool. And so, what do you? There's a couple of other questions. This is like kind of random, but what do you think about this coronavirus that's going around? I wanted your input on that. Your thought about that.
So, my thing about that is it's scary. It's scary, but haven't we seen this movie before?
We have.
We see this movie,
but this one is a little worse.
No, because Contagion was the perfect script to. We've seen stuff then like, oh, this is the next deadly virus. It's gonna kill man, and then a couple months go by, you don't hear nothing about it, and it was like they put it back. Somebody was like, oh, they put it back in the vault. Dave, you know what I mean? No, I don't. I don't know what you mean. So you think it's more of a distraction to get us off of what, like this political? I think everything.
Race?
Ultimately, I think everything is a distraction.
Yeah.
But we live in a world to where you can hold up a broom. And that becomes a distraction. You can let a broom stand up and that. Oh my God!
Did you see that?
That becomes a distraction.
I was like, what are people doing? And then I thought to myself, something is happening today.
So what ultimately scares me about that is people's attention are on to the next trending topic.
Yeah.
So if something happens, give it a couple of days. The stank will go away, and you'll be on to something new anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's sad. We as Americans need to wake up, like for real. But listen, I watched another podcast where you mentioned that you were writing a book. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested in that. When is this book coming out? I'm probably gonna be out the military first before certain things you need to discuss.
Some things I need to discuss, but I think it's part of it. A bunch of it is written. What I was actually fortunate enough to do was on a deployment in 2003. I kept a journal.
Awesome.
I kept a journal. Right. It was like I said, just sometimes I read back over and be like, wow, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm literally, I'm one of the most blessed people I know. I think my parents prayed for me a lot.
Oh, heck yeah.
So a bunch of stuff,
But I'm going to tell you that journal probably saved your life. And I'm going to tell you why. Mental health is real.
Yeah.
Like, and if you don't get that shit out, like, it really messes with your mind. You know what I mean?
I think after the fact, but if you don't know how to get it out, or you don't know what avenue to get it out, I think it ultimately sneaks up on you, and it manifests itself in other ways, such as we run to the bottle, or we run to women, we run to something to mask the pain. That was a cool thing, because actually I worked at a mental health center for a while I was in college, and I decided to go to grad school, and that was one of the things that you learn quick. You was like, in rural Alabama, mental health is, we don't go to talk to somebody about how we feel.
Right.
No, you're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to suck it up. You're supposed to, men don't cry. And we learned it from a young age. So, no, mental health was, but the moment I learned how to start talking, expressing how I felt, I think that was my own mental health journey. Yeah. I do see a therapist, which is one of the coolest things, because my therapist cries. But it was weird, because we talk about everything, and he's like, he was like, well, when were you scared? I was like, I was always scared. On every deployment, I'm scared. Yeah. But guess what? That doesn't stop me from doing my mission. That doesn't stop me. So I take that fear and I put it, I focus it on something else. Yeah. And he was like, oh, how did you learn how to do that? I don't know, survival.
Hell, I think it's generational, honestly. I think that's passed on from how, listen, if those people from Africa had to come over here and just redo everything, come over here with the treatment and work in inhumane environments, I think those that's in our blood. We learn the coping mechanisms just from way back.
In that same interview,
people are amazing.
And I think in that same interview, I talked about my grandfather, who was a huge part of my life, because a lot of wisdom I was actually able to pick up from him, and how, as a black man in Jim Crow, Alabama, he was able to move. Like, he was able to move around. Right. The weird thing is, I have a college degree. I've traveled around the world, but I don't have half the knowledge that he has, and he only traveled to the Mississippi state line and to the Alabama state line his entire life. Wow. But the stuff he could tell you, the stuff that he passed. So the stuff that he could tell you about life, he got drafted to World War II. Wow. Yeah, he got drafted. He got a draft card, and I'm like, but you're not a veteran. He said, oh, no, what I did was I went and took my draft card to the man I was working for, and he said, Dan, you're a good worker, so don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it. That's it. That is it. That is how my grandfather got out of World War II. Okay. That's it. So this is what he told me, and it was, like, some stuff is like, you making this up. He said, hey, you would never walk downtown York, Alabama at 12 during the day. You would never walk, because he was like, if they see that you're not at work, you're getting drafted. So black people would hide out, or they would actually have to go to work. Yeah. And I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, because the draft board was just local people in the community. So guess what? If I see a shiftless Negro walking, guess what? We got boys fighting. You need to go to war. Wow, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, my family's from Louisiana, so I have learned a lot from my grandmother growing up in that and everything. But so, what do you think about the voodoo stuff? So lately, I've been on. I've been on, and most people from Louisiana, they what is it called? Agree?
I don't know. I'm not really into the voodoo stuff. Do I think it's real? Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I mean, yes, I do think it. I think that there are powers that be that people can tap into.
Yep.
And they can control. They can control things. I do believe that. Yes.
And there's lately been in. Like I said, just a couple of days ago, I think I did some, and I was actually joking. It started off as a joke, but then it was like, okay, so I'm gonna do a couple posts just to see. But yeah, it was like something about a witch. Like, yeah, there are people. So your whole connotation of what a witch is now, no, it's nobody with green. It's not the Wizard of Oz witch. And I started listing things like, yeah, you go to some people have a bunch of candles and like, hey, why do you have this corner of your house? And I dated a girl. I dated when the first time I was at Fort Benning, I was single and I went to this girl's house. And it literally scared me.
I'm sure it did.
Because she had like a whole altar. It was like,
wow.
So I see you got a bunch of candles. And she was like, yeah, and I meditate, and if I want to manifest something. Like, she started using keywords, and that was she manifest something. She was like, you don't concentrate on nothing you want. I was like, nothing I want? Like, what? If I want something, I go do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't concentrate, you don't do this, you don't. No, I really don't. Like, this is scary. This is scary.
This world can be very scary. Yeah. But so listen, you are very knowledgeable about a lot of different things. I know you got this book coming. I can't wait, till it comes out. When are you retiring?
I'm retiring so we're now about to transition again. So the Army in its infinite wisdom has said, hey, we want you to be an instructor. So we're about to hopefully we're gonna drive from Alaska to my next duty station, which will be Fort Knox.
Okay. And yes, I did Google about the gold in Fort Knox.
So when
you posted that,
when was the last time it was audited? And that was because we talked about that a couple years ago, and
I didn't know. Until you mentioned it. I was like, "What is he talking about?" So
think about this: if you have a vault with nothing in it, and nobody's never seen what's in it, then how can you validate there's something that is actually in it?
Right.
But we're no longer on the gold standard anyway. We're on a faith-based economy. So.
I think that's so funny, but it's true. It's true.
So the dollar if you pull out a bill, is not worth.
It's the paper. It's just the paper.
Yeah, that's it. Because there's nothing backing it. And when I say that, people, what do you mean it's faith based? You said your currency is based in faith on the U.S. economy. So if the U.S. economy fails, then what?
And that's a wrap. It is a wrap. So, okay. So we got you. I know you read a lot. I know you got this book coming. I'm excited about that. Last question. What is a day in the life of Dirty Dave?
Day in the life.
What happens?
At 4:30 in the morning, I wake up. I don't know why. I just automatically wake up. I know I'm gonna go work out, which is now my workout. So because I'm getting older, my workouts are I'm on a bike. I ride a couple miles on a bike. After that, I sit down. Sometimes sauna, steam room, just depending on what's going on that day. Then I just sit down for a couple minutes and try to collect my thoughts on how I want my day to go, what huge things I have to get done that day. Then I check my phone for a couple minutes. So I try to live like I have time limits. So 30 minutes, okay, let's see what's going on Instagram. Okay, or if it was something I was thinking, let me go ahead, let me go post that. So normally with Alaskan time being 4 hours away from, that's why it's weird. That's why it took time to actually get used to. But after that, go to work, come home for lunch. Then my wife laugh, joke, or we'll go out for lunch. Come home from work, go back to the gym.
Oh my goodness, twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to maintain that old man strength.
Cool.
So once you get a certain age, you get strong. Your bones get, as an old head told me, he said, yeah, you get old man strength.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's pretty much it. I come read something. I try to be a parent. I try to parent my kids for a couple hours, and that's it. I'm normally, unless I'm just playing on my phone or something, but I'm normally in bed. Now, if it's past 9:30, 9:45, it's
long night.
It's time to shut it down.
Well, I thank you so much for coming here and chatting it up with me. I feel privileged. It is your birthday. Again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yay. I give all of my guests a little piece.
Okay.
Pieces of S.H.E. So now you have a piece of me. Put that on your keychain. Carry me around where you go. And of course, it's your birthday, so I got
thank you so much. Thank you.
So is there anything else you want to say to the listeners?
Just thank you for having me. Thank you for understanding my thought process.
Yeah, I do.
Like I said, we can talk, and it's just organic. It wasn't nothing. It was just, okay, so you asked me that, and it was just an honest exchange. I'd like to do this. This is one of the things I'm trying to get ultimately better at. The book will ultimately come out. It will come out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just some stuff I can't. I honestly can't, because there's security clearances. There's different things to where I don't want to be in. I like my quality of life being what it is.
Right.
But it will come out. The credit thing is going well. If you're actually trying to restore your credit, let us know. We do have products to help. And I just want to thank you and your husband for welcoming me here, because it was like, okay, well, I'm here. Okay, I got time, so let me go do this. Like I said, I was more than excited for the opportunity to do it.
Thank you so much. Yes, we are Insta-Cousins for real. Like, this made it official. You know you got family here now, right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much again. Thank you, S.H.E family, for this awesome pop-up episode. Until next time.